Welcome back to Recovery as a Process. Welcome back to Recovery as a Process. Today, I would like to talk to some Pacific people. Pacific people. One of the things that I have to say that's very important, I often say love, serve, and support. I want to talk about support. I want to talk about people that love people in recovery. People that love people in recovery. A lot of times, there's some misunderstandings. And when I say there's some misunderstandings about what a person can do, how a person can support, how a person can love. First, let's talk about who is a loved one. A loved one can be a neighbor. A loved one can be a relative. A loved one can be a spouse. A loved one can be a family member. A loved one can be somebody that cares. Now, and knowing that it can be somebody that cares, one of the things that we have to make sure is that we don't, what a lot of times happen is that bridges get burned. And that's a saying in recovery. That particular person burned bridges, that particular person that's having the problem, that need to be in recovery. They have burned their bridges. However, in understanding burning the bridges, they've been making promises. The person in recovery have been making promises that they have not been able to keep. And that's not due to how they feel. Well, it can be done by how they feel, but what they have been doing, who they've been promising, okay? Because you make promises that you can't keep. The loved one is the person that's usually on the outside. The loved one is usually the person that the person in recovery looks at as a authoritative figure. That authoritative figure or that person that cares, so it's to where you don't do the things that you don't get to do the things that you want to do. You basically manipulate. You basically manipulate the relationships, intimidate the relationships, or negotiate within the relationship of that loved one. I'm going to stop, but let me do it my way. I'm going to make some changes, but let me do it my way. Well, your loved ones have been sitting on the outside wondering, well, why haven't you started to change? Why haven't you started to do something different? Well, basically, they might realize later on after somebody tell them that you don't know what to do different. You don't know how to change. And the loved one doesn't know how to help. And family members don't know how to help. And that's when you, if you've been to treatment, they say this is a family addiction. This is a family addiction. This infects the entire family. But what I'm trying to tell you is loved ones are people other than family members. Loved ones can be aunts and uncles and you know, your employer. Yeah, yes, your employer. Your neighbor. You know, these are people that watched you change. These are people that watched something take over you and you didn't think that they could see, but they could see. They could see the changes that you went through. However, they don't know what to do with you. They don't know how to help you. They don't know how to get you to stop. They don't know how to get you to listen to them. They don't know how. And basically what we have to talk about is understanding what is your position as a family member, as a loved one. You know, it's kind of strange as to where a lot of people that are in recovery think that they can tell people how to love them when you can. You can't tell somebody how to love you or not love. I choose for you not to love me at all because I'm doing what I need to do for me. what I think I need to do for me. There's a lot of things that loved ones have to learn. And one of the things that I would like to do is I would like to speak to loved ones at least once a week. At least once a week, to let them know that you no longer have to try to control somebody that you can't control at all. Now, that's hard. That's hard for a parent. That's hard for a parent to believe. I have somebody living in my house and I can't control them. That's right. Look, if it was your employer, the only thing your employer could do was fire you. But what if they don't want to fire you? What if they still want to help you? What if they want to give you ample amount of time to change? What if you haven't started breaking rules yet? What if they don't want to give you a urinalysis? And you might have a job where, when I say urinalysis, I'm talking about abuse of some form of substance. Okay? It's hard for an employer to come in and see that you hurting yourself at lunchtime by what you think you need to eat or you want to eat. And instead, they're hoping that you take care of yourself a little bit better. You at lunchtime, you go get some scratch-offs. Yeah, you know. And it's some things that they want to control, but they can't control. Parents can't control their children. How you going to control their children? How you going to control your children? It's very hard. See, you have to remember that you being a responsible person. You going to work. And when I say you going to work, you're doing 8 hours a day. You don't know what they're doing the rest of the day. But when you come home, you see misery. You need some hope that that particular loved one will start changing. You know, it's some feelings that you're going to go through. One of the things that I often see is that I often see where your loved one wants to give up because they don't know what to do. They want to help, but they don't know what to do. Parents want to help. They don't know what to do. Employers want to help. They don't know what to do. Loved ones, period, want to help, but they don't know what to do. And because they don't know what to do, that's a new feeling for them. That's a feeling that basically they believe they shouldn't have to endure. But they do because they care. We cannot determine who cares about us or not. It's very important that you be educated. It's very important. Now, you often hear me talk about the disease of addiction. Well, it is a disease. Most people think it's not a disease, but it's a disease, and we'll talk about that later. But right now, we're talking about your cheering section. Your cheering section, the very people that want to cheer you on, but you might still be in denial. You don't want them to cheer you on. You want them to mind your own business so that you can continue to do the things that you want to do instead of the things that you need to do. So that makes it very hard. And I want to make sure the loved ones know that you can stay tuned to this channel. I am going to share information with you along with sharing information with the person that's in recovery. I want you to be able to say, yes, I want to be a part of your recovery. I want to help you. I want to support you. I want to continue to love, serve, and support. I don't want to serve you by giving you money. You might not know what to do with your money. I love you. I don't want you to damage that. I support you, but I have to learn how to do that. It's a reason. And one of the things that we have to do is we have to educate ourselves. We have to educate ourselves to the disease of addiction. We have to learn about the disease of addiction. After all, you knew little Johnny when he was little Johnny, but now he's big Johnny. He's doing what he want to do. You want to help little Sally, but Sally does what she wants to do today. So what we're going to do is, one, I'm going to be here for you also. I'm going to be here to answer your questions, your how to help questions, not how to give up, how to help questions. How can I remain hopeful that my loved one will be able to recover? I would like to be a part of my loved one's recovery plan. I would like to do that. I need to learn how to do that. Will you show me how to be supportive in my loved one's recovery program? So, I will be able to talk to you at least once a week about what loved ones can do, how they can help, how they can learn how to love, serve, and support. Again, love, serve, and support. You know, I would like to teach you in recovery how to love, serve, and support. I like to teach the loved one how to love, serve, and support. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Yes, we'll learn how to do that together. Right now, if you don't mind, before you sign off, before you go to another video, will you please subscribe? Will you please comment? Will you please like or dislike? Will you please ring the bell? And be notified when I make another video, because I will be here to love, serve, and support. Remember, love, serve, and support. Until the next video.